We have some new late payment regulations. What are the key points and should we be concerned about them?
Well, the key headlines are that in the private sector, customers need to pay within 60 days, and in the public sector, they need to pay within 30 days. And the theory being that by encouraging people to pay quicker, we help cash flow in the economy and we help all those small and medium-sized businesses who don't have enough cash because they can't borrow the money from the bank. But of course, it's much more complex and messy than that. This is legislation derived from a European directive, which builds on old legislation derived from another European directive, so it's turned into a bit of a complex mess. I think the UK government is sceptical about the value of this legislation anyway, and certainly my experience is that people rarely enforce it. And they rarely enforce it because if you're a supplier and you're in a relationship with a customer who pays you late, well, you'll like make a decision, won't you? Either you value that commercial relationship and you'll put up with it, or you'll cease supplying and find other customers. You don't need legislation to give you a remedy which you're only going to use if the relationship irretrievably breaks down and you decide to sue your customer for failing to pay you. That is not the kind of relationship most suppliers are seeking to have. So I question the value of this legislation, and it is also incredibly complex.
We harmonise quite a lot in Europe at the moment. What are we doing about harmonising around a common European sales law?
Well, this is getting quite serious now. I've been going on about common European sales law for about 5 years, because if it's introduced, it could have a very significant impact. The European Commission thinks it would be great if we harmonise contract law around Europe. And it would in some ways. Instead of having a different system of contract law for each and every country in the European Union, wouldn't it be great if there was one? The UK government in the consultation response commented it's a bit like Esperanto. It's a fabulous idea if only that's where we started from, but actually is not an idea that will work in the real world. We've got too much history. The UK, France, Germany, Switzerland, Italy, Portugal, Spain, the Netherlands all have strong international trading histories and therefore strong international legal brands. They're not going to necessarily want to dilute that for the sake of a harmonisation, which then creates huge uncertainty because the law will have changed and no one will quite know where they are in their contracts. Having said that, the European Commission thinks it's a really good idea and has been really pushing it, issued a draft regulation, and the European Parliament has been looking at it. And just in September, 17th September, the key committee in the European Parliament approved the legislation, has pushed it forward for the cooperative procedure, which is an internal negotiation to try and take this law to another level. So this is starting to become more important. The proposal is only an opt-in. It only applies if the parties agree. So it's less important than if it was an opt-out where you were forced to comply with it unless you agreed otherwise. But is it the thin end of the wedge? What happens if you're faced with another party who really wants to use this? To my mind, it just introduces complexity and uncertainty. So we'll be following what happens next in the European Union institutions to see if this can be developed more sensibly. For me, I think if this was aimed at consumer law, at harmonising internet consumer law around Europe, that sounds a good idea. Why should it matter whether you're buying from a Polish Amazon or a UK Amazon? What does it matter? Surely the basic principles of what the consumer can get if the goods don't arrive or they're defective in some way, surely that should be harmonised. Do we need that in business-to-business law? I'm not convinced.
Well, that was quite a canter over a few things. What are the key points for our in-house counsel to take away?
The 4 issues are, the first 2 are raised, which is watch out for those pieces of paper which aren't clear whether they're binding or not. They probably are. Make sure your senior management team are trained as well as your junior teams. Think about routine contracting. Some of those cases were examples where the routine contracting wasn't strong enough. The highways engineer in the southwest who suddenly found himself liable for a few £1 million because his standard terms presumably didn't deal with it. That takes me to liability. Liability in contracts is always going to be the key issue for every in-house lawyer. It's really important you're up to date on the law on that, and most importantly that your contracts are up to date, reflecting what the law is and also what your commercial objectives are. And finally, keep an eye out for good faith. I'm pretty sure that we'll be seeing more action in that area over the next couple of years to understand whether there is an implied duty of good faith and just what it means.